Hi, this is Chloe Fraser from Uncharted 2. Greg Miller, you are a sexy beast.
Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 121 of Podcast Beyond. We're in
The big
2010.
This is an onomatopoeia. It goes backwards and forwards.
That's an anagram. An onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia is like.
That would be. Those are all onomatopoeias.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what it was? Is today is January 14th, but on Monday, on the 11th, the number, if you wrote it out in the U.S., anyway, was 011110.
Binary code day.
There it is.
Also, it wasn't. That's not an anagram.
Yeah, an anagram
whatever
is
it
the
is.
same thing backwards and forwards. An onomatopoeia is a
No,
word
I'm
that
aware.
is,
I was joking about the onomatopoeia.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. Is
All
it?
right,
I'll
what,
never know.
What's the anagram? Anybody else want to back me up? Is that right? Am I wrong?
Anagram is when
Anagram
it
is
says like radar and it stands
Thank
for
you. Thank you. That's what I. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's acronym.
Acronym. That's what it is.
Oh, damn it!
Anagram is your initials.
I just cursed. Mark it out for a rhyme.
All right. Whatever. It's a minute of the show. Ryan Clement, since you're always a piece of this one, how's it going?
Yeah, it's good. You're a piece of this one. I'm doing well.
We got a full house
Good,
here. Greg Miller, what's happening?
I'm good. I got the fire of the Beyonds in my veins.
That's good. Sam Bishop returned. You survived the New Year in 2010.
I did. I don't know how, but I did.
And Colin Moriarty, guy extraordinaire.
I'm here. Podcast Beyond, beacon of freedom.
Little side note for all you listeners. When Sam and I were at an event last night, he was telling me how he, very casually wrote 25 articles in a what, 2-day period?
2-day period. Yeah.
2-day period. Don't know
A lot of
how
articles,
that's
listeners,
physically
if you didn't know.
possible.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you procrastinate. Don't procrastinate, kids. It's bad.
Lesson learned.
It's
It chips
bad.
away at
Although
your
the next
sanity.
day, I was also saying this. I was high the next day. I was like the sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I was just floating around, on my tippy toes.
Just giving old ladies big old kisses.
Everywhere I went. Yep.
Picking up a baby and like playing in her with
That's
it.
right. It was flying. I would just hold it by its arms, spin in a chair. It was great. I don't even know where the baby came from, and I don't know what happened to it afterward. But
You like
for
It
those,
came from a vagina.
that's where babies come from.
Not necessarily.
Source.
Test tubes. Test tubes.
Yeah.
You can't grow the baby in a test tube.
Petri
though.
dish.
At some
What
point, it's
happens?
got to go inside. What do you
It's
mean,
a really
why
big
not?
test tube.
What kind of baby are
We're
you
going to
talking
keep the
about?
fetus in a box?
What kind of baby are you talking about? It could be a
are
baby
we
bird,
talking about?
which case came from an egg.
This is a robo baby, actually.
I think
so
we
I'm
all
swinging.
knew it was a
This
baby
conversation
of the
does
human
remind
variety.
me, though, that it's time for the Roper Report.
Time for some shoes.
So, let's see here. It's actually a surprising bit of news, given that it's only the second full week of
Some
games
bad
work
news.
in 2010. There are some bad news. I'll kick off the bad news.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo
just
5
bring it all down.
delayed
Who would have seen
indefinitely.
that coming?
Now, here's the thing: is whatever the reason is, I think it's just because of marketing. Because you have God of War and Final Fantasy also coming out in March, and I think they just said because they said that delayed in Japan was never announced anywhere else. I think they delayed the Japanese date to coincide with the March date or the U.S. and European date, which
And
I'm,
Cos has been saying that he wants to do like a worldwide launch,
yeah.
right?
And I
So-
mean, I always assumed that it would be April, but probably more likely May anyway.
Yep.
I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be May, but there it is. But that sucks.
You're
May
still
2012.
excited though.
Yeah, but see, it doesn't disappoint me too much because I was assuming that it was May anyway. So if that's what it actually is, then to me it's not that big a deal. But
It's more time for
and
you to
again,
play
March
Gran-
is nuts. March
Yeah.
is crazy.
March is great. I'll be playing God of War a couple times anyway.
Well, you can keep playing Gran Turismo PSP. Unlock all the cars there before you even get the next game, huh? There
I
you
guess
go.
you could if you wanted to. I would want to start from scratch. I wouldn't do that anyway. Let's
Good
see. Good news for a different publisher is that Modern Warfare 2 has earned $1 billion.
I don't believe
Yeah.
it.
It's joined the $1 billion club.
Whatever.
That was going to happen.
Whatever.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see which one makes more in the long run. Would be Avatar or Modern Warfare 2. I think it's a good race. That's if you want to make that interesting, because
Yeah.
Modern Warfare hitting $1 billion is like whatever that was going to
That's
happen.
going to happen, yeah.
But now if you say Modern Warfare, you say Jason West versus James Cameron, who can bring in more cash? Let's see here. There's a new Assassin's Creed coming apparently in fiscal 2011, which runs from April of this year through March of next.
Right.
And this was kind of unveiled during an Ubisoft financial call. The only thing that was mentioned was that Ezio, whatever the hell his name is.
Ezio.
It's a pizza. Pizza Mario.
Differente.
He's the Pizza Mario guy's back. And that the game, this is the interesting part, is that it has some sort of multiplayer component to
It's
it.
not Assassin's Creed 3.
But it is not that.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
if you live in Japan and you like to watch television,
I do.
but can't quite
Both of those.
be at your TV whenever your favorite shows are coming on, Sony has the answer for you now with the new
VCR?
DVR add-on.
Oh.
So basically, the thing plugs into your PS3. You can record content right to it. You can watch the TV on your TV through your PS3.
Watch the TV.
You know,
on
I
the
mean,
TV.
but it'll act as a no, but I mean, seriously,
your TV on your TV.
it sounds stupid, but it acts as a pass-through, so you can keep watching it. You know, it looks like it costs about $100. You know, know where it's coming out
What do they
everywhere
call
else.
it? Torn.
Something like that. The cool thing
Funky,
is you can
weird word.
copy your content to the PSP. You can use your PSP to control it from the road. So if you're like, oh, I forgot to
Very
hit
cool.
record, you know,
That part's cool.
So that means that now Europe has Play TV or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And Japan has Torn or whatever the hell they're calling it. We have Jack Schmack.
No, we got like blue and red dual shocks.
Oh, all right. That's
good.
There
This
we
is
go.
America.
America.
Heck yeah.
I'm proud to be
Let's see. Tekken 6 has a co-op patch coming on
Oh, yeah.
January 18th. I have no, you know,
It's free too.
Yeah.
So, which is nice. Thanks.
So you can
But
go
it's a
download that.
chicken
Armored Core 5 is coming.
I love Armored 5. God, that's my favorite.
5 cores of armor are coming to PS3, PSP.
Cool.
I'm excited about this one.
All right, good for you.
That was rumored a while ago, yeah.
Always
You're
been
vibrating in your seat.
Always been a big Armored Core fan.
Me too.
Ace Combat Joint Assault was announced for the PSP. It sounds you can play co-op missions, which sounds kind of cool.
It looks just like the iPhone one.
Yeah.
So
which
I'm assuming it
we'll
probably
see.
is.
It is.
Yeah. Heavy Rain is
There we go.
Heavy Rain
Mystery
is
solved.
officially coming out on February 23rd.
Yay.
That date's been going on forever,
That's
but
too
you know.
long. I want it like in the beginning of February.
And
Yay.
the
where you
last
get White
bit of
Knight.
news I'll mention today, which doesn't really matter, but it makes me happy. Certainly makes Ken Levine, however you say his name.
Levine,
You know, Levine happy. Is that 2K Boston's name was changed back to Irrational Games.
Yeah!
This
Yes.
is, I'm very
Round
happy
of
about this one.
applause.
Yeah.
That would make Bioshock the only game they made under that moniker, right? Is that?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Cool.
And I think they changed right as they were shipping that. So.
Yeah, it was the game was
so they're-
gold, then they officially announced the name, then they're like, here's what it is. And
Oh,
then,
2K.
Cool.
So
Interesting.
yeah. But you know, I'm glad to see that happen because that was, you know, they get their namesake back.
That's right.
So
It's
it's very good news.
What do you think the reasoning was, just to give them a more
No,
independent
so,
feel?
so what the original reasoning was that it got changed to 2K Boston to strengthen the 2K name. So you can say
Gotcha.
2K, you know, Vancouver or whatever the hell,
Red.
and then you're, oh man, Boston made this, but a totally different studio. People that know and would know who made a game knows that they're not the same studio, so it was stupid to begin with. But you know,
and although it was really amusing to see the PS2 version of Bioshock show up, and it was like 8 logos.
Yeah.
So it was like 2K Marin, 2K Australia, 2K Boston, and then like Digital Extremes and like 8 different.
I don't personally
Me,
know what the
my
exact
logo
reason
was
for
in there.
going back to Irrational is, but I'm pretty sure that Ken's been not happy about the whole Bioshock thing.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he was like, you know what, you need to give me something, give me back my name. So
Why is he not happy with the Bioshock?
well, that's a different subject altogether. Now, Greg.
Now they're
Yeah.
going to go to
So-
the Freedom Force.
Speaking of Bioshock 2 is coming out pretty soon. But until Bioshock and Heavy Rain's February 23rd, until those games come out, because I can't buy them yet,
No,
if
you
I wanted to
can't.
buy a game this week, how would I know what I could find on store shelves?
You can listen to Podcast Beyond and hear the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Without a mistake.
PSP gets Army of 2 the 40th day. PS2 gets nothing. PS3 gets
Aw.
Army of 2 the 40th day. And Vancouver 2010.
Oh, that's right.
It's a pretty...
It's not a big week.
No, it's not.
there.
Ryan, let's hear what's on PlayStation Network. Hopefully something better.
Well, I don't know about that.
I
We
know.
have our Magic Orbs with a Z Winter Pack.
Of course.
We have Guitar Hero 5.
Stop. Everyone stop. Why are you shaking your head?
The Z. I don't like the Z.
First off, it's weird they changed the name. It used to be, until today, it was Magic Ball. Now it is Magic Orbs.
Wait, they changed so that. Oh.
That's Magic Ball, yeah, and they're
What?
just changing
That
it to
game's
Magic
actually pretty
Orbs.
decent, too.
Magic
Why would they
Ball's
do that?
Great. Yeah, I still play it.
I was gonna download it, but I
You
haven't.
should.
fun. It's
yeah,
fun.
the DLC packs are usually pretty hard. Go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No problem. Back to me.
I had to defend
Back
my
to you.
baby.
All right. Next, we
Back
have
to you,
Guitar
Ryan.
Hero 5. Get ready.
Throw
It's
it
the
to-
Vampire Weekend tracks and a
God.
pack. More Rock Band songs. There is a Zen Pinball Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 pack. There's an Uno demo. We have 2 PSP games, Luxor, The Wrath of Set. And it says in my notes that we have a Gran Turismo PSP car bundle. So I assume that's just more cars? What's happening there? In a bundle? Who knows?
Cars in a bundle.
Anyway, there's something with Gran Turismo going on there.
Gaggle of auto
Also,
reviews.
a new mini. A new mini is coming.
What's it
We
called?
have Dino Gems.
Sounds dynamite. Another winner.
Not Dino D-I-N-O, but it's Dino
D-Y-N-O?
D-Y-N-O.
Oh, so they're dynamic.
Dynamic Gems.
Those are
PSP
delicious.
Mini. That's what we had today.
Well, that's not a whole lot of options for
It's
people
not
that want to play
quite-
good games.
Correct.
There, I mean,
40th Day is not bad.
Army of
Jeff,
2 is going to be
Jeff
cool.
liked 40th Day.
Yeah.
And
orbs-
the PS3 version.
Yes.
Let's say
Yeah,
that.
don't play the PSP version.
Yeah.
I play the PSP version. Don't play the PSP.
And I've seen Nate
Don't do
playing
that, it's good.
Vancouver, which, if you like Olympics games, seems fine.
I have to actually see it because those games do not change. They seem to be the exact same thing every year, which is amazing.
It is, but now it's Winter Olympics as opposed to the last one was summer.
Duh.
Right.
Question.
No,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Swimming is totally tougher.
How are the trophies
skiing.
in that? I wonder if they're like the Sega collection trophies where you just
yeah.
have to play like each event,
That'd be cool.
basically.
That was awesome.
I'm going to have to look into that. We'll have more on that
That
later.
That was a good game. The Genesis Collection, Ultimate Genesis Collection, that was freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except for Robotnik, everything else was totally easy.
The mean bean
I've used the
machine.
hell out of save states for that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
me too. That's terrible.
Yeah. So I guess pick of the week is Army of 2, too.
Sure.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. Pick of the week.
2-2.
Also, I improved my finger.
No.
If you colored it blue, it kind of looked like lightning coming out of
Yeah, I
there.
know. I'd be cold.
Yeah, cool. There you go.
Let's see. Trophy tips.
Finger was made by Tim Burton. Hope you know that.
Trophy
Gold.
tips.
Trophy.
Wait,
chip.
I'm gonna
no,
keep
we
using
have
that.
the...
Cheers.
I know, but I'll keep doing it. That gives me some sort of
Hold on.
contribution.
Can I
What
at
is it?
least can I make that side note now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's a big question
Okay.
I want to not only pose to you, fine gentlemen, but I also want to pose to our readers. We recently received a little thing which I'm going to play right now.
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
So that right there is an example of what we can do, which is actual musical intros to our different segments as opposed to us singing. Now, our tradition is that we all sing joyously and make silly songs and noises. To readers, to you gentlemen, do you want to see actual musical intros that readers could submit and we could use on the show? For example, the one I just played, or say like an actual news bite for the Roper Report, things like that.
The question
we are
is,
in 2010.
Here's the important part.
Yes.
This is why you might want to vote yes. If you vote yes, it gives more work to Ryan.
Didn't think about that, but yeah.
You're like,
if it would increase the production value of our podcast,
Yeah.
Sure.
it's worth it.
Like
if
the
you-
one you just played that sounded like this.
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
After it's all done, I'm just gonna
wait, some people might not have actually heard it very well the first two
Roper
times.
picked
Can
up
we
on
hear
what
it
I'm doing
again?
here.
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
All right, good. I think people later on in the show, when they get to the end, they might not have remembered what it was to write in.
Well,
so
I'm not gonna play it
we'll
again.
have to play
Yeah,
it a
remember
couple
if
more
you're
times during
writing
the
it,
show.
right in the
that would just get annoying.
Beyond
Anyway, so yeah, do we want people to send in what they think we should do?
I don't know
like
what does it
this?
sound like again.
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
I'm not playing it that time. I'm not going to play this stupid thing.
Well, now you
five times
just
in a row.
determined that it's not going to get played. Then,
Well, now, yeah,
if you're
you
not
just called
actually
it
going to
stupid.
insert
You
them.
answered your own question.
Now you're proving that that you're too lazy to insert it where people would want it to be if they said
I
yes.
want it to be played
So now
once
voting
per
is
show.
pointless because you're not going to do it.
Once per show. That's all. For each segment.
Right, for each segment. But we
Dictator
only,
Ryan
but we only
says
have
no.
one, so we have to play it like 7 or 8 times, however many segments we have.
What I'm saying is I don't want people to get sick of it already.
So
because
what you don't want to
enjoy
happen
it.
is that you have to insert things over and over again like this.
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
Do you want White Knight Chronicles
You know what's
to get
awesome?
reviewed?
You know what's awesome is if you don't insert it, this won't make any sense.
No,
it still
kids
will make
will
sense,
understand
but-
it. Kids will understand.
Yeah. Anyway, 'cause-
Just stick random fart noises in
Also,
there.
if you want us to buy an RV and do the podcast from the parking lot in an RV, let us know at beyond.ign.com.
I would like that very much.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The podcast
Mobile Beyond.
RV that never moves.
Yeah.
It's on cinder blocks in the IGN parking lot.
You know what would be kind of awesome though is
An
if
old Winnebago coming to you from.
you know what'd be rad is like we rent one of those party trolleys in San Francisco, right?
Oh,
It just
yeah.
drives around, it's actually on wheels but looks like a trolley.
Yeah.
And we record the show from in there and we're like, all right, we're gonna be going around these blocks at this time. Go stand on the street and as we pass by just yell Beyond.
That'd be
and we
really
have
awesome.
there'd be a lot of noise in the city going on, but it would be kind of cool to have random Beyonds happening as we're
I think the problem is that I don't know if there's a lot of our listeners are in the Bay Area though.
Well-
like they're spread out all over the
They
We're
place.
gonna have to tour all around the world then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's
It's
do
an
it.
expensive trolley ride.
But wait, as a serious answer, I think the answer to that is no. I think we keep the normal noises and
So
sounds.
just
of the
us
bus.
doing
yeah.
our sound.
Because
I like
while,
the occasional-
because while I like the sound of like this,
Silver and gold, silver and gold.
I don't. I think it's
What a dick.
Ryan, you asked for it. You asked for it.
How did I ask
By
for this?
trying to improve the
But
podcast, you
yeah,
asked for
me
it.
wanting the show to be better.
I'm gonna
I
bring
get
back
punched.
Mr. T here in a minute.
sir?
No, Mr. T.
All right, let's.
Do we want to talk about trophy tips?
yeah. Do you have any?
No, I don't have any great ones. No, I'm
It's gonna be
playing.
great if we don't have any trophy tips. We had to play the stupid song.
I'm playing Dark Void, and Dark Void is very linear. Like, get them for doing
Cool.
Yeah, it does spin around
episodes.
me.
Blah, blah, blah. It's
Cool.
just been
I've been playing 2 games. Well, Darksiders, I've barely
Oh, yeah,
gotten
yeah, yeah.
anywhere in it, and I wrote a little something about how I like it, but I barely played it for Charles.
That's
today.
what I did
gonna
too.
go-
I did the same.
Better like.
But I played Assassin's Creed 2, and that seems like you can get a lot of the trophies pretty
It's
easily.
an easy platinum.
But that game, man,
Yeah,
I just don't like.
not
I
that
didn't play
amazing.
the first one, but that game controls like ass.
Yeah.
I can't play that game. I played it for like an
frustrating.
hour and I'm like, I'm done.
I've had many an argument with people trying to tell me that it controls better than Uncharted.
No, it's unbelievable.
What?
Yeah.
I don't
oh,
think
yeah.
it controls
I'm not,
like that,
I'm
so.
not making it up.
That
dude.
game controls like ass. I can't believe.
Disagree.
All the
how
times
bad
I
that
jump
game
to my
controls.
death or whatever, yeah, fall.
Yeah, like I'm just climbing. I'm pressing the exact same buttons, and then suddenly he just launches himself off the building and just kills himself, or like loses a bunch of health. I'm like, I didn't do anything.
Well, it has the new emotion system in there, so you have to imagine what he's thinking, and if you let him get too sad, you haven't let him pet his cat in a while or whatever, and he gets distressed, he'll kill himself.
It's true.
It's a
Really got to use that cat
I
pet
don't think it
mechanic.
controls like
They
I
forgot
don't
to
think
put the
it's as good as
tutorial part
Uncharted.
for that in there, but it's there. You have to read the back of the box. All right, let's get on to topic of the week then. As we mentioned, as we
Wait,
mentioned
you
last
guys
week,
didn't even vote, by the way, on if you want to keep doing our songs or
I'm going to lead up to the
Oh,
readers.
with the readers aside,
Readers
yeah.
aside? All right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Just as a reminder, this is if you want Ryan to play stuff like this.
No.
I'm not putting it in again.
Yeah, you are.
I don't want. It's not even gonna be funny.
There is now.
Yeah, well,
there's now
it's
a
only,
massive
it's only
list.
funny to
Just
us.
start-
Now it's funny if you just leave the
Just put in
us
random
talking
things,
about it.
yeah.
It's only funny to us because we don't have to hear it the entire thing, and it's like a 10-second thing.
Well, then
so.
do it twice, and then just start,
Yeah.
then just leave it as
that's
how
what I'm
it's-
gonna do.
Do what you want. Just you're the chef in there. You know how the
Alright.
soup tastes. We're
Needs a
investors
little
in the
more
restaurant. We
oregano.
don't care.
Yeah.
You just bring home the bacon.
Yeah. So
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week. Last week we mentioned that
Tote the town.
we had forgotten about to do our predictions, basically, because we
Yeah.
right back. We're all disheveled
falling
from
back
New
to
Year's.
that, Greg Miller, champion of 2009 predictions.
Why would happen?
Uncharted won Game of the Year at IGN.com.
Oh, yeah.
So now I went 2 out of 3, making me the best scorer.
even though Infamous should have won Game of the Year.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Kyle's getting really
Was that really
Throw down that cup
Was
with
that your
authority.
game of the year, bud?
Huh?
Was that your game of the year?
Well, in the preliminary voting, yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah. All right. So now what we're going to do is everybody, like we did last year, gets 3 predictions
3 predictions.
of what they think will happen in 2010. We'll go around the room. So you
Okay.
do one, and then you wait for your second time to come back around again. Greg, do you want us to kick this off?
Yeah, we're just doing the one and switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
What's wrong with that?
I didn't think of anything.
I
don't
haven't
know
thought
we
of
were
it
doing
either.
this.
That's why I had Greg go first. So I go last.
Yeah, but I'm in the middle here.
That's where you got to be quick on your feet. Let's do it.
My first one is that I think, and I know we talked about this before, so this one is just my own love. I think there'll be an Infamous 2 trailer at E3. It'll all be CG, won't be gameplay.
Just a teaser.
Yeah, just a teaser to say it's coming. Get excited.
I like that.
All right, same.
Oh, Are we just doing one at a time?
Yeah, we're gonna do the old
Oh.
pass around method.
Sweet.
Also, somebody record this in your notes at home, kids. Episode 121.
121 is
when
where
we
you
did
can
this.
find the predictions.
It's an onomatopoeia. I think that's the PS3 is going to outsell the 360 worldwide this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean year sales, not for
Actually,
total?
no. I'll say no. It's still got too much of a no. Yeah, I think it's going to be. It'll take it over like worldwide. So
Total sales.
Total sales.
That's a
That's
good
what I'm
one.
saying. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ryan.
It's a bold prediction.
The Last Guardian hits store shelves this holiday.
That's weak sauce. Give us at least a month.
God damn it, Ryan.
Give us at least a month.
December.
All right, that's good. I'll take that one.
Okay.
Not many games come out then. That's a good claim. Colin,
PlayStation 4 will not even be mentioned this year by Sony.
by Sony itself.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that one.
Well, what do you mean by mentioned? You
Well,
mean like
like
they're not gonna say
They're
date
not
at
going
time window?
to talk about it at all.
So what if they say
Anyone who says anything about it, they're going to be like, we're riding the PS3 still, you know.
Right. Okay. I will go from an earlier thing. I'll say Gran Turismo will be May. I'll take an easier one. I'll do a harder one at the end. I'm gonna ramp it up. My first one I'll say Gran Turismo is May. In the U.S.
Okay, got it. As of recording this, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker on the PSP is slated for a May release in America. Correct?
I believe
it's
so,
March
yes.
in Japan, May in America.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it sounds right.
I will say they will not make the date. It's going to be delayed in America.
In America.
I don't care about Japan.
Now,
I said it Japanese.
Now, if it's
listeners.
delayed by a week, but it's still May, then you lose.
True.
It has to be
It's
out of
going to
May.
be outside of the month of May.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Crap. I was not thinking. I was listening to everybody else's stuff. Crap. Okay. The PSP 2 will be announced at E3, but they will just show off. It'll be just like the other announcement. It won't come out for another 2 years or whatever, but they're going to at least show something of it.
Ooh, that's a
good-
bold
that's a good
claim.
one. Ryan.
I'm swinging for.
Swinging for the fences.
That's right.
That's what I like to see.
And the hookers.
Here's a
I
random
love the
one.
hookers.
We'll do the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which is the next spin-off Kingdom Hearts game for PSP. They're going to officially announce it for the U.S. and give details this E3.
Have they not done that yet?
No.
That's crazy. It just came out in Japan like this week.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I say this E3, we're going
Colin.
to hear all our details.
A Ratchet and Clank collection will be announced at E3 and released this fall.
That's a tricky one. I predict that the motion controller will not come out in spring. I think it's going to be late fall, early winter. I'll say September, but it'll definitely be delayed.
Now here in the U.S., you mean, or
In the
Japan?
US.
Oh no, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because they.
They say it's coming out in the spring, but it's not.
But
gonna
just
come out here.
Japan. I think that's
Was
all
it
they-
just Japan?
Yeah.
All right. Well
Further
then, okay. Well, if that prediction doesn't count, I'll say it comes out in September in the U.S. Then.
Okay.
And my special collector's edition prediction is that the motion controller will fail miserably.
Yes. I think. Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, here is
Last one.
This is the last one, and I think it might be too vague, so I have a follow-up, more specific one if this one doesn't fly with the panel of judges here. That Sony's first-party holiday fall will be incredibly disappointing. Is that too vague? Because that's an eye of the beholder kind of thing, right? I mean, like I would never. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm disappointed in something if I'm not, but I can understand if that doesn't fly. What is that too vague? That's too vague.
How would you compare it? Do you think it'll be worse than both Microsoft and Nintendo's offerings?
Definitely worse than Microsoft. I don't know about Nintendo. Probably not. Well, they'll delay all their Nintendo, Mario and Zelda too. Yeah, all right, it's too vague. I'll skip it. I'm skipping that one.
Okay.
That one is just a air of 2010 that's floating over us. In 2010, at some point in 2010, we will hear or there will be news on Uncharted PSP.
That's good.
That's interesting.
Some kind of Uncharted PSP.
Okay.
Sam.
I think. Okay. Here we go. At E3, Sony will announce a game that is being developed by Cambridge, like Cambridge Studio.
Yeah.
That uses both 3D and the motion controller together, and it will be out in time for the launch.
Could totally buy that.
Seems reasonable. Ryan.
I had a good one. I just forgot it.
LOL.
Oh, okay. I do not think we're going to hear anything about Uncharted 3 at all this year. And if we did hear about it, it would be maybe in Cologne. But I doubt that they would reveal it at Tokyo because I don't know if the Japanese are as into it as we are or Europeans are.
All right.
So I'm going to say more likely nothing at all, maybe at Cologne.
All right, Colin.
One more E3 prediction. Twisted Metal is currently in development.
Absolutely.
It'll be announced at E3. It comes out October.
I like these are very specific.
I
very
agree with
precise.
this. I think when Twisted Metal is announced, it's going to be, that in the next 6 month time frame. My final prediction will be, let's see here. Some sort of, I know this is a tricky one. Some sort of E3 prediction.
You got to ramp it up.
Do it later.
blow
in
our
the year
socks
prediction.
off.
I think finally at E3 this year, the PS2 classics will be available on PlayStation Network.
Yeah, that's a good
There you
prediction.
go.
Ooh,
That's
there it is.
With trophies,
Well done.
hopefully.
well done.
They will never do that.
They won't have trophy support, but they'll work, I think. And well, okay, I'm not going to include this in my prediction, but when they announce it, because it's taken so goddamn long, it better play the games in HD. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Even if it sucks, I say that it'll be announced.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And just one Dark Horse prediction: Mega Man 10 IGN Game of the Year.
oh man. Oh no. All right, so there you go for top of the week. Those are our predictions. You know what it's time for now? Topic. Reader mail. Reader mail. Let's do it. Reader mail, Maelstrom. I like it. Put a little scat up in there.
Man comes with news of your defeat.
The
like
first
the
piece of
outstretched
mail
claw.
here, yeah, that's good, comes from Zesserberg. And he says basically he's trying to find a co-op game that he can play with his wife. He was hoping to find he was hoping to not have to buy New Super Mario Brothers. But he's tried playing. Here's the catch to this one. He's tried playing Little Big Planet with her, and she didn't like it. So if you're trying to play a co-op game with a significant other and they don't like Little Big Planet, what are good options on the PS3?
Pixel Junk Monsters.
It's the
That's
first
good.
game top of my head.
Let's see what else. You know what? My roommate, who does not play games all that much, gets motion sick when she usually plays first-person shooters. She and I played Borderlands together. And that was actually she actually beat that game all by herself. So, I guess I did a little bit of help,
Right.
but so yeah, I would say give that a shot. It may not
about,
seem like a very likely option. but-
Pixel Junk Monsters.
That's what we said.
No, I thought you said shooter.
No,
No,
Monsters.
Well, there you go. Then play shooter.
Although Shooter's a good one
There you
too.
go.
Shooter.
Yeah.
And some of the games we mentioned it before, but Sega Collection. I mean, you can play 2-player in like half of those games.
Yes.
And they are
Actually-
awesome.
and they're accessible and they're old school. So
Yeah, that's a very good call. I hate reading 369 says I think we talked about this one before, but given the sequel is imminent now for the 360, he wants to know if we think that Mass Effect will ever find its way to the PS3.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
After I think it'll come out as a trilogy after they all wrap up.
100% agreed.
You think so? Trilogy
Yeah.
or?
Well, I think that once the third game is officially announced and they start really revealing or whatever, maybe we have a release date that we could expect that when the third one drops on Xbox, they'll all start to come out on.
I
on
actually
what I
figured
think.
that they
I
were going to
think-
have it this year for just the two of them as a 2-pack.
That'd be great.
Leading
I hope-
up to the release of the third one,
I
which they
don't-
will do simultaneously.
Because I don't understand why they're not even. I thought it was a given that they'd appear on PS3. There's no
Now that it's
exclusivity
EA.
as far as I know. So I'm
no,
not,
because Microsoft helped publish it, the first one, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
That was the whole
okay.
reason behind it. So
Okay.
now EA is basically taking everything over, and
They like
Right.
money.
they love multi.
So here's what I'm thinking. I think that if it's possible, if for them to say, hey, we own the IP, we're going to publish it ourselves now. There may be, if that hole is in the contract, Microsoft would have some sort of crazy year, a 5-year plan seems fine.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that it comes out as a trilogy after all three are already on the 360, or on if the third one comes out on the 720 or whatever, and the trilogy comes out as a PS4 disc, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But I think that they'll come out after the trilogy happens.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't see. I can't imagine they would.
That's going to be a long time away.
Yep.
Yeah. Or it could be some sort of offshoot, too. They could just do something different, but that would be kind of weird.
maybe lame.
Alvin, possibly from the Squeakle.
Possibly.
By the way, I hate that word. He writes in, and he was saying that, he's pretty sure that the general consensus is that 3D sucks. We talked about that a lot
Damn
last
right
week.
it does.
He says that in his opinion, they should
loves
start
it.
research
You're
and
crazy.
development for
God.
more tech for virtual reality to the point where we can have seamless gaming experiences akin to Avatar, except with games. Now, Avatar is not virtual reality. Although I
3D.
guess he's talking about the movie where you inhabit somebody else's body.
Oh, okay.
Alvin, we haven't cured cancer yet. Well, let's get.
Yeah, that seems like a waste of
Now,
smart
Let's
people.
organize our priorities.
Somebody else had also written in to ask about virtual reality. Now, here's the thing: is virtual reality for me, I think, failed when it was trying to come out a decade plus ago or whatever.
That's a virtual boy.
Yeah, because of without having used it in years or whatever, I would guess two reasons. Number one, The headsets were gigantic.
They
They were.
You were strapping like 10, 15 pounds to your head.
Yeah, they were enormous,
and then walking around with the
and they looked poor. It was all wireframe stuff or whatever. Yeah. Nowadays, you could do it way better than you could before. Glasses could be much smaller. You can, you could do much more with it. I think that it is a weird call. I think that at some point somebody will try to redo it again and kind of bring it out. And I think that it'll work much better the second time. I don't know if it'll take off or whatever. Because you still have the issue of if you're moving, you can turn your head to look, but you don't actually walk. And so there's always going to be that disconnect.
Yeah.
But, I think somebody can do it much better than they did the first time. I think people are just a little afraid because it didn't work at all the first time, really.
I think that whole prediction I made with the motion controller and 3D, if you get those two working really well together, because it's one-to-one, it does sense depth, that can be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would be very static. You'd be standing in place for the most part. Yeah, you wouldn't walk forward in the game, but that could be a fairly close approximation, and it certainly would look better than it did when it first came out.
Yeah.
Lawnmower Man.
Let's see. Pat here writes in, and he says, "It's Pat." And he goes, any news on Final Fantasy Versus 13? If he says if there isn't any info, we have to blame Clements.
Clements was just in a van.
Down by the river?
That wasn't Versus, though. That was
I
normal
know.
Final
I
Fantasy
just thought it'd be
13.
funny to say you were in a
Nothing on
van.
Versus.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You have to assume here that they just want to have all the focus on 13 because it's, just came out in Japan.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming out here in 2 months, less than that now.
Okay.
So, that's where the money is.
Right.
E3, I think you'll see a big unveil for Versus because that'll be,
we haven't even seen gameplay of that game yet.
Yeah.
That's right.
E3,
It's all been trailers.
I think it's a very safe bet that at E3 you're going to see a fair bit about it, or gameplay created trailer and that
You'll
sort of thing.
absolutely see something at TGS this year too.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how you feel too about Final Fantasy 13. I've just been reading so much coming out of Japan and people that have the import. A lot of people are not impressed with that game.
Really?
Yeah.
13 or Versus?
13, just the regular one.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to start reading your review and everyone's review, or whatever, because there's a lot of mixed feelings coming out of Japan about the game.
Because you're not all that excited about it, right? You're just kind of
I have some hesitations.
It's supposed to be super linear, no side quests, nothing.
But that's how FF10 was, and I ended up really, really liking it. It had one of the best battle systems that they've done for the whole turn-based thing. It was really quick, really easy to get in and out of battles. So I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt, Roper. I just wanted to...
No, it's fine.
Get out.
This is why we do the show. Red 5 writes, and he says he's asking about Gran Turismo 5, and he wants to know, he's saying that he wants to get a wheel of some sort. What does he want to do for the cockpit experience? He says, will moving to a wheel be difficult? Will it make it less enjoyable? All that kind of thing. In my experience, this is kind of a couple things to talk on here, but from my experience, the wheel is way more fun.
Yes.
There is a slight adjustment period, so if you pick it up, you're not immediately going to be better with the controller, especially if you've been playing for a while, but you will get better 100%, unless there's something wrong with you. And I will give a shout out here that
you're retarded.
So you're mentioning mounting it to something. I can't mount it to the coffee table in my house, so what I had to purchase a Wheel Stand Pro. You can go to wheelstandpro.com, and it's basically you can also get one from Fanatic or Fanatec or whatever that are the same sort of thing. But it's basically the bottom is weighted, it holds the pedals, and then there's a pole that comes up and the wheel mounts that thing, and it folds down so you can store it easily.
Oh.
It's like $120 or something, but it's awesome though.
Yeah.
So if you need some way to get the wheel mounted, check out the Wheel Stand Pro, and it's super solid. You'd look at it and you're like, oh, it's one tube. It won't hold it very well, but it's really solid.
Huh.
So
it's just all welded together, hinged, and
so if you don't mind the investment, definitely check that out or something similar. You can find other people make cheaper things on eBay or whatever, but I fully support the Wheel Stand. I think it's awesome. Let's see.
Was he asking about what type of wheel to get to? Or?
No, he says he wants. I think he's set on the G27.
Okay, good. Well, that's pretty much.
Yeah. Let's see here. Inane Asylum writes in. He says, "Do we think that God of War 3 will actually be the final entry from the series, or will the roly-poly Kojima make more?"
I could see a spin-off, maybe.
They seem fairly committed to the whole idea of closing it out as a fairly complete trilogy.
Yeah.
If they do anything else, I think it'll be not a spin-off maybe, but
another PSP game or something.
Just a continuation of the whole story, but not from the whole arc of Kratos.
Right.
He's still got his brother, so I don't know if he's going to come into the whole thing in 3. No, no. No, if you there's a video you can unlock. I think in God of War 2. Or is it the first one?
It's 2. Oh wait.
Maybe it's the first one.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, no, it is the first one because people were speculating the 2 was that.
That's okay.
But you have to like beat the challenge of the gods or something to get it.
Yeah,
I had to watch it on YouTube because getting that thing is impossible. But but yeah, I mean that could be a route. But I fully agree. I think 3, from what they're saying, will close out the story. I'm very happy about this.
Yeah.
It's way too big of a franchise to completely ignore, though.
Yeah.
There's going to be they're going to come back to it, or at least revisit the universe maybe with a different character. But they can't just say, we don't want that money anymore.
Yeah.
GT4 Life says he was wondering why we go to see demos and such when we have to sign an NDA. What's the point of a reporter seeing something they can't report on?
Well, we can eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yes.
For the most part. I mean, the only time that we go and see stuff that we can't talk about is, when it's just not ready to be talked about yet.
Right.
For the most part.
We'll see something early to say, hey, how can we work together on, blowing this out in the future or whatever. That's generally rare. Usually we go see something, there's an NDA, so non-disclosure agreement.
Yep.
It's the same thing as being embargoed or whatever. And then that's set up so that you have time to go back and write about it later. It's timed with marketing or whatever for something else.
Right.
This happens a lot of times, especially at events where there's a bunch of games, and but it's so that everybody goes at the same time, so that you don't have like us writing about it immediately and then somebody else writing about it the next week, or so it's meant to help them time it, whatever. But I mean, 99% of the time we always write about what we see. It's rare that we see something that we can't ever write about. So.
I can't even think of the last time there was something that they were like, no.
Calvin and Hobbs 8 says he was recently at his friend's place and he was playing on what he calls the awful 360.
Beyond.
He said he was playing Halo 3 and he was amazed that both of them could play online at the same time. He knows that Resistance 2 also has a guest system, but his question is why other games don't have this sort of implementation once it has to do with frame rates or whatever else.
It was a firmware issue. Up until Resistance 2 came out, you couldn't do it. They just didn't have it. The framework was not there. Sony had not set it up to allow 2 logins from the same system. Now they can, but just like everything else out there, the games have to be made with that in mind. They have to actually implement that feature. It's not something that's natively supported like it is on the 360.
Right, and the thing is, it's a question mark of how much of a selling point and how useful is it to the players, Something like Halo is so completely community-driven that they're trying to give as much as they can to the players. Like, if Bungie does only one thing well, it's support the community amazingly well, right? And that's exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about. But if you go to another shooter, which, they say, maybe this will sell 1 million copies, we're going to try to make our money back, we'll see how it tests the waters. Spending the time to optimize the netcode so you can have multiple players playing on the thing, spending the time to optimize the graphics so you can get all, 99% of the people that go to buy the game will never use it. And so it's like, they're going to spend their time doing some other feature.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the call is.
I would guess that I should have thrown this out for a prediction, but Starhawk I think is going to be announced at E3, and I would guess that they're going to have that in there because they already had like sort of a guest system, but it was just tied to whatever user was logged in.
Right.
So I'm sure that they'll do something like that.
Yeah.
Starhawk?
I'm so excited.
Anthony Z writes in. He says, here's an interesting one. The cover art for Heavy Rain was recently unveiled, and it is different in the North American version from the European one. Now, what's cool is Sony is going to let you download the European one and print it out and put in your thing. But
yeah, because the American one sucks.
The American one has the 4 characters on it, and it has like the little origami thing on the very bottom. It has it looks weird or whatever. It looks it looks more like a generic movie poster. Whereas the European one is a very close shot of the origami in some rain with some blood below it or something.
That's
like that.
the cool one. It looks like a movie
It
poster.
looks awesome, right?
Yeah.
It looks like a teaser poster for
Yes.
It makes it look like an established franchise much more than the other thing does. It looks much more professional. Everybody knows this, so they're saying, you can go download the European one. Everybody knows that that's the better cover. This happens actually on a fair bit of games. Metal Gear Solid was different in Japan, I think it was, or all these sorts of things. It's unless there's something that I'm missing here, it seems to always be for marketing reasons, right? So they say in Japan or Europe or whatever, people might be more willing to buy something that has an interesting cover that's mysterious, where maybe in the U.S. they're like, mystery turns people off and they want to see characters from, it's things that are beyond my I threw that out there, beyond my comprehension of marketing, all that kind of stuff, right? And that's their call for that. But
as far as I know, it is a very established fact that if you have characters on the cover, it does sell better, which is really stupid, but it has proven true for stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a legitimate reason behind it, even if it looks retarded.
Yeah. Because
Like Fabio on Wizards and Warriors. Or whatever.
Oh,
I didn't think it was terrible. I mean,
it's not the worst cover
not
of
the
all
best
time,
cover,
but it's
just
as
clearly
compared to the other
inferior
one.
to the other
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
It's bad.
The let's see. I got
It's bad.
to.
Let's make this cool game as ugly as we can.
The last piece of mail that I have before Greg gets to something here, Benjamin wrote in, and he says, during the holiday, his TV had an unfortunate run-in with the Wii remote.
No.
Everybody knows what that's about, and he's just...
was he wearing the wristband?
Who knows?
I would say no.
His question is, what kind of TV do we recommend for the best PlayStation 3 viewing, and what do we have at home? For me, I have an old 720p plasma that I want to upgrade, but that's a different story. In terms, for me, if I'm buying a new set, I would buy an LED backlit LCD these days.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, they are pretty sexy.
They're looking very good.
Yeah. I think the whole plasma versus LCD thing is now kind of a wash. I don't think that it's... If you want really, really good blacks, you can still go with like a Kuro or something like that, a Pioneer plasma. But LCDs have gotten to the point now where it's pretty... There's not a huge
Especially with the LED backlighting, because
Yes.
they look damn good
and
in a
they're
lot of
really
cases
thin.
now.
They're really small, and they're like more energy efficient, and they last longer, so
Yeah.
colors look really good on them.
Yeah, I mean, as always, whenever you buy something for home theater, especially if you're spending, a few $100 to a few $1,000s, go to Best Buy or whatever and look at all of them. My opinion on a TV is going to be different than somebody else's. Somebody else might want better colors, but they don't care about black levels. I might care about black levels. Somebody else might want super brightness. Go look at them all.
And if you can't, try and get them to hook it up to a source directly rather than having it on a splitter.
Yeah.
Because stuff just like those TVs aren't calibrated very well anyway. They usually just throw them out of the box. They don't spend time to do that. So.
And a lot of them come at the show models will come with everything cranked way up to make it look brighter or whatever, and so they'll look incorrect.
Or super saturated colors or something like that. So yeah, play around with all the settings.
You have to. There's a little bit of a leap of faith when you buy these things, but you can.
I will say I have a Samsung 46-inch that I got, like their 7 series, and I love that TV. It's freaking awesome. Probably the best electronics purchase I've ever made. It was like $1,800 when I bought it. Now I think it's probably close to $1,000. But that TV is awesome. So
Cool.
All right, so that's it for Reader Mail.
Die, Reader Mail, die.
If you want to send us Reader Mail, mail us at beyond@ign.com.
Yep.
Ryan.
Sam is in some sort of
Sam
combat
feels like a robot.
chair.
He feels like a robot.
Sam saw the 18 trailer and he's trying to shoot a helicopter out of the sky with a flying tank. Ryan, do we have any tournament winners or anything along those lines?
You okay, Sam, buddy?
No, he's over. It's done. Go.
All right. Thanks. All right. Got a quick tournament update for everybody. Thank you, Smokey90, for sending this in again. He says, hello once again, Clements. This week, the Community Challenge was in Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. The Community Challenge consisted of 3-team death matches at the Fort, the Village, and the Ice Cave. The player who tallied the most kills will be named the winner, and that winner was Illuminati 101.
Tom Hanks is trying to stop
Congratulations, Illuminati
they
101.
control everything.
And thank you, Smokey, for the update. Play with other IGN readers by going to the IGN community boards and finding one of the people that play the games. You can play with them.
Yeah, play with others, not yourself. Let's see here.
Oh, man.
Do we have anything else to add for the
I'm
thing?
losing
Ryan,
it.
do you have a PSN hit of the week? You
I do.
usually have them. What do you got?
We got an international hit.
What do you got?
Why are you laughing at me?
Sam? 11 at you. It's not always about you.
I just making sure because you looked at me directly,
Yeah.
so wanted to make sure. So, this is from Michael. It was a Facebook hit. He says, Beyond, love the show, man. Just wanted to say that most of my mates are 360 guys, and the ones who... I'm not going to do an accent.
Okay.
I can't do an Australian accent. That was great. And the ones who have PS3s are never online, so I was thinking of asking you guys to do an international hit of the week. So could you have all our Australian listeners, and we do have quite a few, to hit me up? Michael's PSN ID is Zerby182. That's ZERBI_182. ZERBI_182.
Beyond.
Beyond to Michael.
Do the thing. Do the thing or it doesn't count.
I can do it.
Yeah, I wanted you to do it today.
PSN. Oh no. Yeah, it's Matthew Broderick from Ferris Bueller's Day Out. He's doing that slow motion jump right in front of me.
All right.
I like how we laugh every time you get interrupted, even though we know you're going to be interrupted every time.
Well, it's like watching an episode of The A-Team. You're like, how are they going to get out of this? They're going to build something.
Montage.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
As housekeeping bits, if you haven't rated us on iTunes, go there and do that. Follow us on Twitter at IGN.com. You can follow me at Chris_Roper. Greg is, Game Over Greggy? But you don't post anything there.
Yeah, but find me on Facebook at facebook.com/GameOverGreggy.
Yeah.
Forward slash, not backslash. Forward slash.
Whatever. That slash thing.
What? That's the one that leans to the right.
Diagonal sword swipe.
The only slash you ever use when you use the computer, in other words.
Yeah.
Typing in a URL.
The only slash.
Sure, no one does HTTP anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, everybody's on Facebook. Yep, that's pretty much the end of the thing. Ryan.
Yeah?
What do we got in terms of some tunes?
Uh-oh. I didn't think about that.
Oh, damn, son.
Yeah, I had enough to think about. You threw in silver and gold 4,000 times.
Oh, that reminds me. If you want to vote on Ryan's thing, whether or not he should use musical interludes rather than having us sing it here, like the following.
Da 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 da. Oh, there it was. Yay.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're failing at your job.
Greg, why did you look so surprised?
You're upset. No one wants you to be upset.
I'm not actually upset. I was
It's come to this, everybody.
Born in Buffalo.
born in Buffalo, buddy.
Yup.
All right, and one more thing before we go today is you may have seen Sony kind of mention this on the PlayStation blogs. If you're here from there, welcome. But we are giving away a handful of Ratchet and Clank action figure sets.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen these things in person, but I've seen a picture, and they're pretty.
They look pretty. Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, I thought it was concept art from the game or like screens taken from that, but the figures look pretty rad. Anyway, if you want to enter, the only requirement is that you are a U.S. citizen. There's no age requirement on this thing. We have to live in the United States just for, legalities or whatever. But if you want to enter, email us at beyond@ign.com and make the subject line, just call it Ratchet Contest. And then all you need to do is send us your email address. If we select you as a winner, it's just going to be a random thing. You don't have to beg or whatever. If we select you as a winner, then
Please don't.
yeah, then we're going to send those to Sony, and then Sony will get in contact with you and figure out where to ship them or whatever. They're apparently ready to go, so you'll probably get them pretty soon. So email us at beyond@ign.com. Make the subject say Ratchet Contest, and you could win one of a handful of sets of some Ratchet and Clank action figures.
Potentially get yourself a little quirk that just chills there.
Yeah, with a little sidekicks for each one of them, it looks like. So,
awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty rad. So, again, beyond@ign.com, Ratchet Contest, and send us your email address. Don't make a fake one, because then you can't win, and then we're just going to be wasting Sony's time.
Do it.
Yeah, son. All right, Ryan, you find some music, add some stuff to the end of this one, but that's the end of our bits here.
You know what?
Huh.
You know what? I'm just going to use another one of Tony Washington's tracks because there was like 15 of them on that CD, and I only played one of them, and it was pretty cool. So let's listen to another one from Station Stories, New World. Take it away.
Beyond.
Breaking Damon Hatfield's heart.
Buffalo rhymes with hair.
All right, see you next week, everybody.
Beyond.